Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we have a reading for you about somebody who is trying to make sure that they clean up all of the potential details that would point any kind of detective or someone who's asking questions their direction. So we have a cover-up happening. Somebody who wants to dress up a situation and pretend that it was something else, or make it seem like they were never there. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. You can also find a link to my Etsy shop if you are interested in a homemade soy candle. That is in the description box as well. Otherwise, we're going to dive in. I think we'll start with the Touchstone Tarot. What else do we have? What else? Two of Coins and the Eight of Cups. So we have a crime that is motivated by money. I owe this person money, or they owe me money, or if they're not in the way, then I can get what I want. But with the Eight of Cups, it does feel like we have someone who refused to go away or refused to give up on a situation. Judgment. King of Wands in the reverse. There's anger here. I told you to do that, or I made the decision already. I don't care what your opinion is. Hello, Dracula. How are you doing today? And this King of Wands in the reverse is the person who committed the crime. There's a strong sense of anxiety here. Somebody who feels like, they lost track of their sense of purpose, or they lost their temper. But it all has to do with money. Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles. Wanting to make sure that they had what they need financially. But it took over and resulted in some sort of illegal action that now they feel like they have to make sure nobody else can discover. We have the Star and the Devil. This could have to do with somebody who is famous. But we have someone who is very much so hoping that they can get away with this crime and nobody will figure it out. Let's switch to a different tarot deck. We're going to go with the Visconti de Moderne. Hello, Orion. How are you doing? Hello, Trevor. How are you? What else do we have about this person who is covering up a crime? Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Swords. There's an argument that happened regarding a choice on how money was spent or how money was earned. We have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Cups. I told you not to do that. I told you not to buy that. I told you that's not how we do things around here. And it looks to me like with that King of Wands in the reverse, we have somebody who was like, oh yeah? I'll show you. You're not the boss of me. That kind of thing. Hello, Metalhead. I hope you're having a good day. If you want me to pull some cards for you, you can put your request in a super chat. I do the personal questions after the general reading, which should be in about 30 minutes. Hey, Edits, we're not here to talk about that, RIP, but I'm removing your comments. Hello, Gracie. How are you doing? Six of Cups. And the Queen of Wands, or sorry, the Knight of Wands in the reverse. There was an argument here. I feel like this is between people who know each other quite well. Is this a family situation? Queen of Swords. And the Empress. This is a little bit unnerving because it feels to me like there is like siblings competing, wanting to be the favorite. But it could also be a family dispute with siblings arguing against like a stepmom, a stepfather. It feels like there was two major loves in this person's life and an inability to sort through those energies. Hello, James. Hello, Gracie. Hello, Redbeard. How we doing? Hello, Matt. Thank you. That tree is always stuck with me. All right. I feel like we need some Sherlock Holmes cards, but fair warning, this is a very detailed tarot deck, so I do use the book for this one. What else do we need to know about this cover-up? Three, four, five. So interesting, and it's all in the same suit. The suit of evidence. We have 3, 4, and 5. So the 3 of evidence is about established strength, controlled intention, intuitive understanding, scrupulous responsibility, enterprising initiative. The nets are all in place and the drag is about to begin. This is someone who set a trap. Figuring out a strategy. If we do this, then we can get what we want. Here's how we do it. And for the 4 of evidence, completion of an enterprise, a time of festival and celebration. Enjoyment of the fruits of your labors. This is like we put together a plan to rob a bank and then we were successful. And now we have to decide how to cover up the crime and have some sort of celebration, but not let people realize that it's because we stole all that money. A harmonious conclusion, acknowledgement of intuitive strength. It's a success, a sense of gratitude. So how are we going to celebrate now that we got all that money that we wanted? And the 5 of evidence. Matt, I'm not really sure. I never got close enough to figure it out because it's private property. I would just drive past it. If anyone's an arborist and wants to let me know, that's cool. But I don't know how I would go about figuring it out. Hello, Panagiatis. How are you doing? Hello, Carrie. So the 5 of evidence is about contention and strife, solitary struggle, competitiveness, Dictatorial attitudes cause obstruction. So we had a plan. We executed on that plan. We got what we wanted. But after the celebration, now there's some frustration. Now there is some disagreement on how to deal with the winnings or how to spend the money or how to make sure that we don't get caught. Maybe we have somebody here who has played fast and loose with the rules regarding an estate or a will. You gotta be kidding me. So I pulled 4 cards and all of them are from the suit of evidence. All right, so the ace of evidence is about creativity, innovation, purpose, the beginning of a project, birth, the faculty of intuition, inspiration, energy, and challenge. This feels to me like somebody who is challenging the original plan or strategy and saying, okay, well, we might actually get into some trouble if we do what we originally planned, but maybe, just maybe, we can get a little bit creative with this, and like, I think they're gonna try to make somebody else look guilty. Just to make sure we don't get in trouble, how's about we do a little bit of planting of evidence, or we suggest something that gets the investigation going a different direction. I love the excitement. James, are you having a good day? Yeah, I don't think it's a willow tree. But I wanted to paint it. I actually almost commissioned someone else to paint it. Maybe I can paint it. All right, this is the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have? I think this is about an inheritance. 6 of Pentacles can be about an inheritance. So we pull off a little bit of sleight of hand. Or, you know, maybe we find a way to get a newer will tossed out so that we can go by the older will. Or we're trying to make sure that a new romantic partner doesn't infringe on what we want to inherit. But there is some changing. You might have to. 2 of Wands and the Tower. So we came up with a plan, and we did it. We got what we wanted. That Tower is about taking something from someone else or preventing someone else from getting what you want. So I do feel like this is some sort of alteration, or like we're contesting will or something, you know, being out of date, or you just wrote that on like a cocktail napkin, so I don't think we're going to take that seriously. Or this person never even married my father or my mother, whatever it is. We're casting doubt, or we're finding a way to manipulate the information and get what we want. That's so cool. Matt, it would be in... It's just across in Wisconsin, St. Croix area. Judgment in the reverse. Oh, Lord. That card almost got stuck, but it's okay. We got it. So instead of letting somebody else get some sort of inheritance, or instead of letting somebody benefit, I know how to make it so that they can't. I know how to make it so that I get what I want from that situation. I know how to get all the money. But if they get all the money, are they signing up for other problems? Hello, Bad Marsh, what's up? Hello, Mark. You were able to go? They're still there? Oh, that makes me so happy. I hope you're enjoying your time in Miami. I used to go there all the time for work. Haven't been there in a long time, but it's a beautiful place. What else do we have? Did you tell them some weirdo on YouTube sent you? We've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And the Four of Swords in the reverse. I don't like this. Ten of Wands in the reverse is like, we didn't really do what we needed to do. Something is out of place or something doesn't really line up. It feels to me like this is almost like a signature that is fake, fraudulent. So we came up with a way to make it seem like this is what someone wanted with regards to their estate or their will, but it's not valid. Hello, Tanuka. I hope I'm saying your name right. Apologies if I'm not. You can put your question in a super chat and I do those personal questions in about 20 minutes. Thank you, Gracie. Excellent timing on the example. Why do I keep thinking about me at age 35? Will my musical and political interests be of help in future? I've added that for you. Oh, the last one. Will I make? I sure hope so. And thank you, Gracie. I've got that for you. Oh, I bet they loved it, Mark. That's awesome. If you're going to do repetitive posts in the live chat, I'm just going to block you. FYI. Hello, Stephanie. How are we doing today? Thank you for the question. Okay, we'll put you in a little timeout. Is C trying to make a comeback? Future actions. I've added that. Thank you, Stephanie. Well, that sounds pretty good, Gracie. We'll take a look for you. The Emperor, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Wands. So we put together a plan. We figured out how to navigate this discussion regarding someone's will, and we changed it. This is like laughing all the way to the bank. I feel like I've gotten what I needed. But the cover-up is always the issue, isn't it? Yeah, somebody passed away. And there's someone else here thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to get what I want. How can I navigate this so that I get more money than I was originally entitled to? Moon in the reverse and the Page of Swords. I feel like there's an impersonator here or somebody who signed something pretending to be this person who passed away. Maybe even signing for like Social Security or something after this person had passed away. This is the Earth and Bones Oracle. That's a tough one, Mark, because I'm rooting for both of you. I don't ask cards about sports ball, but I will be happy for either country if they win. You have to keep in mind I'm half Norwegian, but I'm also like obsessed with English history. So, I don't know. Hello, Lee. How are we doing? Thank you for the tip. Is my ex trying to set me up? Trying to make me look bad? I feel like he's up to no good. Is he plotting? I've added that for you. Thank you, Lee. Are you rooting for France, James? Thank you, Gracie. Any specifics for how Christmas will look this year? I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. That sounds amazing, Lee. Very nice. What else do we have regarding this cover-up? I think this is about a house. Perhaps whether or not someone may continue to live in it or who gets to inherit it. But we have the Nest card, number 13, or sorry, number 41. How did I mess that one up? Charity, generosity, sharing, and support. And then we also have the Owl, number 36, wisdom, advancement, independent thinking, and enlightenment. Someone here might be able to figure out what really happened. Dun, dun, dun. This is the Black Tarot. Hello, Bobby. How are you doing? It's a lot, Lee. I've been thinking about maybe doing another one of those videos where I introduce all of the cards, but I'm a little bit nervous at my ability to remember the names of all of them. It's partly why I try to introduce them when I start using them, because then it keeps my mind kind of like fresh on that. All right, what else do we have, please? Ten of Wands. Clarifying the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Someone thinks they got everything all tidy and ready and finished up, but the problem is they didn't actually. Something is unresolved. So remember at the very beginning, we pulled clean up and cover up. Someone felt like they had done everything they needed to get things the way they wanted it to look. But the thing is, they have absolutely forgotten something. I feel like they're going to be discovered. Or this change is going to be discovered. Three of Cups, the Hermit, and the Chariot. Ooh, okay, so when the Hermit and the Chariot come out together, it makes me think of law enforcement, because the Chariot can represent law enforcement and the Hermit can represent an investigator. I think we have a detective looking into something, or we have someone who's very inquisitive and observant, able to realize that something doesn't line up here. Something doesn't seem right. That cover-up is not as effective as, what are we calling you? Not as effective as the King of Swords thinks it is. I don't know. There's just something about this card where it's like, you don't look like you're old enough to hold a sword like that. It's like a cherub face. So somebody is not exactly exuding confidence. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles. They forgot to do something. It's like, okay, if we simplify it, if it's about somebody signing something and the person that they're trying to impersonate always does like a loop around the T's, or the D has like a big loop when you do the stem part of the D, you know, like there's something here they didn't do. If they were actually cleaning something up, they left a little bit of a mess behind, or they left some evidence, some fingerprints behind. Temperance in the reverse. Something doesn't match up. Something isn't right. And I feel like we've got a person who has discovered that and is looking to figure out why. Why does this not line up? Why is this not right? The Hierophant. Okay, this is the Poe Tarot. Do you know which one you're going to get, Gracie? Four of Candles, which is the Four of Wands. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of earth. I think there is some sort of competition here, or like battle between like adult children and a new lover or a recent like marriage partner of the decedent, a person who passed away. And there may have been a new will. There may have been a desire to falsify a new will, or make it look like it was fraudulent. Three of Candles, or the Three of Wands. I can conceive of nothing more sublimating than the strange peril and novelty of an adventure such as this. May God grant that we succeed. Someone's having a little bit too much fun trying to make changes to this. We have the Fool. There is no passion in nature so demonically impatient as that of him who, shuddering upon the edge of a precipice, thus meditates a plunge. Do we have somebody who straight up like faked their own passing? That would make this wild. Or we have somebody that made up, like I said, some like new will. My. Okay. What shall we use? We're gonna go with the Ship of Fools. Hello, Mint. How are you doing? Hello, Austin. How are you doing? What else do we have? Six of Cups. This is what makes me think we have some sort of like adult-child situation going on. People who are heirs. I feel like some entitlement coming through. I want to make it seem like that relationship ended even though it didn't, or I want to make sure that it seems like the lawyer had some sort of amendment added. Thank you, Gracie. Will Ancestor S be happy if I try to dig his story? Do you mean like dig up, like figure out what happened? Do some investigation? Thank you, Lee. Let me add that. Will the ex get along with Burke, his attorney? I've added that for you. Thank you. That's totally fair, Gracie. I will look into that for you. What else do we have? Oh my. Two of Cups. Six of Swords in the reverse. There was trouble in paradise. Someone may have been about to get a divorce, or someone may have been kicked out, had to find a new place to live. There's some sort of like change, and that was like noted and taken advantage of. Like, I can use this. I can make it seem like that's why there was a new will put together. Because we have the Devil, somebody who's like, okay, excellent. I know how to make sure that I get more of the inheritance now. Hello, Lydia. Thank you for the tip. How are we doing today? After recent misunderstanding, what does Kay truly think about me now? How will he receive my apology? And can the relationship become close again? Awesome. I've added that. Thank you, Lydia. I'm sorry you're going through that. Let's get a few more, this time from the Path of Shadows. What else do we have, please? Hello, Darlene. How are you doing? Nymph. Perfectionism. In this mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? We have someone who's viewed as an outsider, someone who I feel like the people who are planning were trying to cut them out of the will. Perfectionism. In the pursuit of perfection, night after night, I've gifted myself 1,000 flaws. See, I feel like when somebody did a little bit of a cleanup, whether that's literally with like a mop or broom, or if it's something digital, like cleaning up a document or trying to make something fit what they want, they took it too far or they took the wrong approach. There's an issue here that's about to like break open the real plotting that has happened associated with this money. This is the Kipper. You're right, Gracie. I think it was almost 2.5 hours. Wow, that's crazy. I totally believe it, though. You got to be careful with people offering that. You never know what their expectations are, right? Also interesting, we got wealthy man here. So this feels to me like the decedent, the person who's passed away. If you know this person, my condolences. But there are people here who are lining up with their hands outstretched, wanting to hear that they have inherited something or wanting to hear that they get the house or the car. What is it that I get now that this person has moved on, right? There's people traveling from out of state or even maybe across countries because they feel like they have some sort of claim on whatever this wealthy person had to offer. And there's children, adult children, I believe, that are angling for a better situation financially as a result of this person passing away. However, there is a problem, and it is some romantic relationship that happened for the decedent. Does this person get to stay in the house? Does this person inherit anything, or is it all going to the children? So there's a lot of work, maybe an actual investigation going on, trying to figure out who gets what. I'm impressed, Matt. If I could ask somebody, I would. Ooh, is that technically a pun? All right, we're going to dive into personal questions. We did have Melissa with a previous tip. I'm going to start with Melissa. Then we have Gracie, then Stephanie, and then Lee, and then Lydia. Lee and Gracie each have multiples. I'm going to combine them into one, just so y'all know. All right, we're going to start with the B Tarot for Melissa. What is coming up for Melissa, please? What is coming up for Melissa? What is coming up for Melissa? Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Six of Jars, or the Six of Cups. It looks like, Melissa, you're going to have some sort of experience here with a social group, or like, say, coworkers, family members, something like that, where there is someone here who causes instability or an argument. Is this over money? Yes, I do feel like it has something to do with money. And I feel like somebody is trying to keep things quiet, or they're being secretive about it. But I think your intuition is going to help you to understand what they're trying to hide. Matt, I don't believe there were flowers on it. Thank you, Lydia. I'm going to add this for you real quick. Was Kay's behavior during meeting intentional? Or was it a misunderstanding? Does he now realize it was mutual misunderstanding? What will happen? I've added that. Thank you, Lydia. So what's the outcome of this secret for Melissa, please? We have the Empress in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I feel like someone doubles down on their lie here, Melissa. So be cautious, because someone that you understand better than they anticipate, this person's gonna lie and you can tell. Do you mean you want me to start with that most recent blurb, Lydia? Hello, Sandy. How are we doing today? I hope you're also having a wonderful day. If that's the right assumption, Lydia, I can do that for you, yes. So, Melissa, trust your instincts and your intuition, because I feel like it's going to warn you that somebody is like doubling down on a lie. It's creating instability, And it's like they want you to take their side. I got you, Lydia. But the fact is that they're lying. And you can pinpoint that, Melissa. Okay, let's see what we've got for Gracie. This is the Egyptian Tarot. Hello, Joanne. How are you doing today? For Gracie, why does Gracie keep thinking about Gracie at 35? Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups in the reverse. King of Wands and Ace of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Age 35 is going to be a very significant age for you. I feel like this is a major pivot in your life. With the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the reverse, there's someone here who I feel does you wrong. So I do think that you are potentially getting dreams or nightmares about this situation before it happens. Is this because Gracie could potentially avoid this? Yes. This is regarding your love life. And I do feel like you're going to get more messages about this situation. So it's like basically saying stay tuned, pay close attention to your dreams. Will Gracie's musical and political interest be of help in the future? Perhaps not in the way that you anticipate. I feel like it's basically saying here, you've got to be able to manage a good balance between what's important to you and what you're pursuing. I do feel like there is forward movement for you with regards to your skills or talents in these areas. But there's something else, I think we talked about sales for you, that really takes off. Will Gracie make Gracie's parents proud? Yes. I see 2 days in particular that are celebrations or recognition of something that you've been able to achieve that is not common. So there's thankfulness, gratitude, right? Blessings. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your work, but also might be marriage or having children. Heavy on the earth energy. So it's about your stability. And what are the specifics for how Christmas will look this year for Gracie, please? I see some travel, seeing someone you haven't seen in a while, a missed opportunity to communicate. It's like I want to say something, but there's other people around or the timing isn't right. And an issue in terms of making plans pertaining to that travel. It's like have a backup plan or anticipate something that you need to do different. It's like this is the normal way that you would drive to that particular destination. Make sure that you are at least aware of an alternative route. And will Ancestor S be happy if Gracie is digging into his story? No. Decidedly not happy. Knight of Cups in the reverse. There would be frustration and irritation here. So this is let sleeping dogs lie. All right. Oh, hello, James. Thank you. I appreciate you. And anything else regarding S? What's done is done. I don't want it to be rehashed. So let it be. You might find something else of interest in your history, but Ancestor S is like, not me, please. let me chill. All right, let's see what we've got for Stephanie. Is C trying to make a comeback? For Stephanie, is C trying to make a comeback? Yes, absolutely. Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. My. So this is like I'm regrouping, I'm finding my strength or my courage, and I'm going to make another offer or make another attempt. Tell me more about the future actions, please, of C. It's like I'm willing to compete for you. Are you talking to someone else? I don't care. That's fine. I'll get you to break up with them. I'm better. Ooh, Lord. Determination. Page of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This is someone who feels like they can communicate in such a way that you will see they've changed. So, can this person be trusted? As of now, no. There's something being hidden from you. King and Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lack of stability, but it's like I want to make it seem like there's stability here. So be cautious if C comes back around. There's something hidden. All right, and this is the Golden Art Nouveau. Let's see what we've got for Lee. Is Lee's ex trying to set Lee up or trying to make Lee look bad? Yes. There's frustration and anger over the fact that it seems like lawyers take you more seriously, or that people feel like you have your ish together. Four of Wands, especially if you're doing better financially, or if your relationships are like more reliable or steady. Any details Lee needs to know regarding this plan? Trying to make it seem like you don't have a reliable home situation. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Let me add that for you. Need to know for next week. Do I need to do anything about it? Does my milkshake still bring on? That's so funny. I was just joking about that song the other day. You're hilarious. I love it. Milkshake still bring all the boys to the yard. Some of you might be too young to know that song reference. What was her name? Feels like it starts with a K, right? Bring all the boys to the yard. Thank you for the giggle there. I appreciate that, Sandy. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. What's the singer's name who sang that? My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. Damn. Can I say that? Is YouTube gonna get mad at me now? Hello, Silas. How are you doing? All right. And what else does Lee need to know with regards to that? He's trying to make it seem like you don't have a stable house or like home environment. He's not going to be successful. Emperor in the reverse, Knight of Swords. People are going to see that what he's trying to do is distract from his own issues. And I also feel like you've much more so been able to establish what you've got going on, right? That's awesome. Did I say? Yes, I did, right? Oh, are you saying like Gwen Stefani? No, I'm pretty sure it was, I don't think it's Kelsey though. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. Oh, I could picture her too. She's gorgeous. Okay, let's see what else we've got for Lee. Lee, don't worry. Yes, he's plotting, but the good news is he is not very talented at it. Will the ex get along with the new lawyer? For about 6 minutes. Initially, yes. He'll turn on the charm, try to make it seem like everything is hunky-dory, and then nope. So don't worry. He's got charm, but it wears off pretty quickly. And then with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, the lawyer ends up realizing that things aren't matching up or there's dishonesty afoot. And it may even end up that this new lawyer ends up like abandoning ship. I don't think the new lawyer is going to want to represent your ex. All right, let's see what we've got for Lydia. Oh, I feel like I just had her name. Yes, it's true. Thank you, Gracie. Let me add that for you. Can you try to see a little bit in detail on how did feel after facing betrayal? Yes, however, I would remind you, Gracie, you did just ask and your ancestor said leave it alone. So keep in mind it may impact how much I can pick up on. Returning to hometown. Okay. So for Lydia, we're going to start with the second super chat and then go to the first one. So, was Kay's behavior during the meeting intentional? For Lydia, was Kay's behavior during the meeting intentional? Yes. I do feel like it was a bit performative. Like, I want people to see that I'm, you know, not to be messed with, or that I can, like, return the volley. Does he now realize it was a mutual misunderstanding? No. I feel like it takes a little bit longer to understand the nuances of this incident. Right now, it's like there's a little bit of a cloud. Is there frustration making it difficult? It's like with the King of Swords in the reverse, it's like, I don't know. Oh, sorry, that's actually Justice in the reverse. I don't know if what you're saying is the right thing. There's a little bit of like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess almost like cantankerous, or like I'm trying to be difficult right now. Hello, Owlman. How are you doing today? What will happen for Lydia, what will happen? Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse. I do feel like there's a little bit of like foot stomping, frustration, or even stubborn energy. So this is saying be patient. Don't, you know, poke or prod. Allow a change in perception to happen. Did he lie? Yes, he did lie. And after the recent misunderstanding, what does Kay truly think about Lydia now? There's confusion here with the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. He thinks that you have misrepresented the situation or your feelings. Hey, Fierce Beast, we're not really interested in that, okay? We're doing personal questions right now, so if you want to know something about yourself or your situation, you can put your request in a super chat. How will Kay receive Lydia's apology? I still feel like he's clinging to some perception here. But it's like, okay, I'll look the other way or I'll just like accept it. And then with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like, we can figure this out. So is this a desire to like reconcile? Yes. But I don't feel like he's admitting like I had the wrong perception. He feels like you lied, but it also said that he lied. Can the relationship become close again? Yes. But both parties need to work on behavior or how you approach things. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. It's a very strange depiction of death. We have a man and a woman at the bottom here. If you're not careful, it can like tank the relationship, but both parties need to align, discuss it. Lydia, it's a little bit tough for me when you're adding more questions in the live chat. If you want to do more, you can do a super chat, but it's hard for me to sometimes keep track of all of that. And I don't have a lot of space on my paper. Why does he think that she lied? So just going forward, if you could make sure you include those in your super chat. It's like you said something and then you came back on it or you altered it in some way. So it's like maybe I lied, but I feel like you lied too. So it kind of feels to me like for things to move forward between the two of you, for you to be able to have that closeness again, there needs to be an apology from both sides. If you just want me to apologize, then it's not going to work. But if you apologize for something, then we can like figure it out. So as you said, mutual misunderstanding, right? I maybe took things wrong, or I maybe made some assumptions, or I could have said this better. Both parties need to do something along that line. But it is salvageable. It's just, it needs to be both people talking about what could have been done differently or could have been said better. All right. This is the Cagliostro Tarot. We've got Sandy up next. And Lydia, I hope you find a good resolution there. For Sandy, what does Sandy need to know? Ooh, keyless. That's her name. Kelis. Very close to Kelsey. Sorry. I knew it would come to me eventually. Hello, Shelly. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. What does Sandy need to know about next week, please? Seven of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Madman, which would be the Magician, in the reverse. Someone here is asking advice. How do I fix this situation? How do I approach this? Is it an apology? Or is this like an evasion? I feel like this is someone who doesn't want to take accountability, or there's someone here who is insistent on seeing a situation the wrong way. We have the Anchoret, which is the Hermit, but it's in the reverse. I don't know, man. This feels to me like there's someone here who's not willing to be honest, not willing to take accountability, or not willing to tell you the entire story. So it's very important that you trust your intuition and do things like pay close attention to body language. But I feel like you're dealing with somebody who is deceitful. They're feeling uneasy around you because they can sense that you're more perceptive. It could be. Four of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Sweetness with a little bit of, I'm not going to let you know. Holding back, secretive. Hanged Man in the reverse. Stubborn energy. Nine of Pentacles. Are you avoiding the truth about somebody? Is it somebody you're giving the benefit of the doubt to that doesn't deserve it? Hello, Gail. Hello, James. Because I feel like your intuition is pretty on point. But we keep getting, it's like the compass is going wild. You know the direction, but it's like, oh, let's just see what happens. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Are you coming back to something, expecting something different when you know exactly what's going to happen? Stars in the reverse. To me, sometimes this is like direction. Do you know that you need to go a different direction, but you're like, well, I'm going to go back here anyways. We'll see what happens. So maybe do something different. Knight of Cups. Three of Swords. I feel like it's a repeating behavior. Somebody has no determination to approach things differently. Does Sandy need to do anything about it? Yes. That's a really big wand. Ask yourself how this other person would act in your situation. Or ask yourself what advice you would give someone else in this situation. Does Sandy's milkshake still bring all the boys to the yard? Quite, very much so. Yar. We have the Ten of Wands. More than you expect. Yes. So these are wands, but the way I'm seeing it is boots down here. Multiple people, 5 people perhaps, that would be interested. So perhaps no need to go back to the same place, the same watering, what do they call it? Or the same well? I don't know. Temptation. Leaving. It's time to leave Las Vegas. It's time to leave this temptation behind. I got to be cautious because we have some nudity here, but it literally says leaving temptation. So maybe it's tempting, but you know better. And indulgence. Go buy yourself a sweet or like a milkshake instead. It'll be less frustrating and perhaps more satisfying. You got this. Your intuition already knows which direction you need to go. And you got 5 pairs of boots that would be running up to your yard with that milkshake. All right, let's see what we've got for Gracie and Sandy. I wish you luck. You got this. For Gracie, how did Ancestor S feel after facing the betrayal and returning to hometown? Sun in the reverse, depression, but with the devil in the reverse, it's like, but I also walked away from what could have been a very problematic situation. Death in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. It was frustrating to see someone unwilling to change their ways. But S feels like I didn't have control. It wasn't my decision. The Empress and the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. There's someone here who didn't want to do the work or didn't want to do it the right way. So yeah, there's a sense of disappointment, but it's like, I just have to do it on my own. I have to deal with my own situation. Or I should have known better. Because I do feel like S ignored some signs. Page of Bowlers or the Page of Pentacles. So I had to start anew. Frustration, but determination. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And